What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Bill's How To. Today I'm going to show you guys how to fix flaking and peeling paint. So we've got a section here that's flaking off. We've also got another section over here, and sometimes not so obvious is bubbling paint. So if we have a listen when I tap with my nail, that's solid section there. And then if I do the same thing on this side here, it's a little bit more spongy, so a little bit hard to tell, but I can see and feel it right there. We've got a bubble right behind there. So it's good now, it's starting to actually come up on the camera. So you can see that bubble there that's under the paint. So today I'm gonna show you guys how to fix it. Very common problem, very easy fix, especially in a bathroom. This one here is probably 30, 40 years old, and we've got a very old exhaust fan here that's more than likely not keeping up due to the moisture. It's a very common problem. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's do this. Alright guys, so the first thing we need to do is scrape back all the loose material. We're going to be using just a regular joint knife or scraper, whatever you've got laying around. Initially this is a little section here that's peeling. Once I start peeling that back, it's more than likely going to spread out a fair bit. So we need to remove any of that loose material. All you have to do is just keep your knife flat and just simply scrape away. So you can see that little flat section. It's just going to keep going all the way around. We need to make sure that we've removed all that loose material. Go in all different directions until it stops flaking. So that's looking pretty good. Now we'll move on to the other section. So do the same thing on this section here again. Different directions, making sure we've got any of that loose paint off. Don't be a little bit distressed or alarmed if you find that it's spreading out a fair bit. We actually need to remove all of that loose material, otherwise we're going to have the repeat of the same problem. You can see just how much that one there spread out, especially when we only just started with a little small hole. Very deceiving what's happening under the paint. Now there's generally a couple of reasons why this happens. Number one is if the surface was dirty before it was painted, or if it doesn't have any primer on there when the surface was painted, or like in this case here, because it's in a bathroom, a lot of moisture built up in the bathroom. If you don't have proper ventilation, this is a very common problem that you'll find will continue to happen until you fix that ventilation issue. And I think that's it there. So same thing on the bubbled section here. Once I put my knife and put a little bit of pressure, you can see that instantly it starts to flake off. So we want to make sure we remove that whole area. Once again, scrape it all out. Now if I had painted over this section here and tried to conceal it, I'd give it a couple months and I'd have a big problem on my hands. So make sure you do it right the first time. And once we're done, guys, this is what it ends up looking like. So you can see here, there's actually a fair bit of material that I had to remove. Same thing on the other side, but when we have a look at the bubbled section, this one here was extremely deceiving, and it's a very good thing that I did pick up on this little section here. So this whole section here had to be removed. What we're gonna do now is take a little bit of sandpaper, 120 grit, and we're gonna lightly sand off all these edges. So the reason why we do that is I don't want my nail to be able to catch on this material here anymore. We wanna feather that off. So with the sandpaper, just a quick light sand, mainly around the edges, just to feather those edges there off. So now that everything's sanded, we're ready for our first coat of joint compound. So a very simple, straightforward process. We're just going to apply a bit of the compound straight over the top and just skim that all the way across. This one here's our first coat. So I'm not really too concerned on the first coat how the finish is going to be. But obviously the better job you do on using your joint compound, the less sanding you're going to have to do. So it's worth putting a little bit of effort in. What I can also do is switch over to the bigger knife. That helps make things a lot easier, and we can just smooth that all the way across. Put a little bit more on the backside. And we'll move over to the next piece. Once again, same thing. Then we'll switch over to the big knife. Remove all that excess. And we'll just let this one here set as well, and I'll get on to my third one. Now, generally speaking, you need about 2 to 3 coats, but obviously the better job that you do at patching, the less coats you're going to need. So hopefully we're going to need only 2 coats on this one here. Alright guys, so instead of waiting around for this to dry, I'm going to show you guys an awesome hack to make the dry time much quicker. Now, if you're probably staring at this little high spot here, don't worry about that. It's going to come off very easily. I'm going to show you guys in a second. Now, to speed up the dry time, what I use is a heat gun. Very simple, cheap little tool, and it's very straightforward. It's going to speed up your time probably tenfold, if not more. If you haven't got a heat gun at home, you can also use a hairdryer. It does the exact same thing. Obviously, it's not going to get up to the same temperature, so the dry time is going to be a bit slower. But all we do, turn it on, and just simply work that around in circles. Now I'm going to show you guys, and I want you to pay attention to something. You can see at the moment this is all brown. Okay, that's because it's still wet. Once it goes hard and dry, it's actually going to turn white. So as I speed up the dry time using the heat gun, it's going to start to instantly turn white. So you can see there it's already starting to turn white in some sections. Alright guys, so now everything's nice and dry. Instead of waiting around a few hours for this to dry up, I got it done in about 5 minutes. So a nice little hack that you guys can use. What we're going to take now is just a regular joint knife. We're going to remove any high spots, so just simply scrape that along, remove any high spots that might be visible. Then we take our 120 grit sandpaper and just a very light sand. Repeat the process on your 2 other areas. So once again, we're going to repeat the process, this time a little bit thinner on the compound, and we're also going to feather out just a little bit wider than what we had initially. So repeat the same thing, apply the compound, and then we're going to use the bigger knife and level it all out. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So for the second coat, guys, this is what it looks like close up before I've actually sped up the dry time using the heat gun again. You can see the edges are nice and feathered out. That way there's going to be very minimal sanding, nice and wide, nice flat level section. You can see there I've got that little edge of the trowel or the joint knife once again, but that's going to come off nice and easy with a very light sand once we're done here. So I'm going to continue the same process on the other 2 sections and speed up the dry time once again with the heat gun. I won't put that section in the video, and I'll see you guys once that's all dry and sanded. So once the area has been sanded, we want to take a wet cloth and we're going to simply wipe away any of that excess dust that's left on the ceiling before we get started on priming and painting. So now I'm using a 4-in-1 primer. We're just going to use a brush and simply apply it over the patched area. You can use a brush or a roller. Very straightforward. Once again, just simply cover that area before we get started on painting so that we make sure the paint has something to adhere to. When using the brush, just make sure you use the tip of the brush. We only want a little bit of paint on there, and we want to just feather that area so that we don't have any of those brush marks coming up through the ceiling. We'll do the same thing on the other side. And And once the area's been primed and painted, guys, this is the finished product. So you can see I've put the exhaust fan cover back on, and you can tell just how old this exhaust fan is. More than likely that was the cause of the damage to begin with. So we had a damage over here near the exhaust fan and over here on the other side. Hopefully after watching this video, guys, you can get out there and do the repairs yourself. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below, guys. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Billshowto.